Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about some altcoins. In fact, we're going to be talking about 4 specific altcoins. These are actually some old gems. These are OG legacy tokens, if you will. These are laggard assets as well. These are like the last to run sort of assets. But we're going to be addressing these because these will definitely be some to watch for as we do watch Bitcoin kind of climb the ranks a little bit here. We're going to be addressing that as well in this video. So with all of that in mind, definitely, sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. And of course, if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So with all of that in mind, let's kind of move down the ranks and let's look at some of these altcoins. So first off, we're going to be talking about 4 specific ones. Of course, these are 4 that I've talked about in the past. One being Bitcoin Cash. We're actually going to open these in a new tab real quick. Ethereum Classic. And then the last 2 are actually going to be 2 specific assets that a lot of you individuals that have been in this market for a while should know. Zcash, and last but not least, Dash. So these are 4 tokens that a lot of people actually don't talk about on YouTube. I've been talking to you guys about Bitcoin Cash for a while now. The funny thing about a lot of these assets is that, these are assets that are overlooked, even though they have incredible, all-time highs. I mean, for an example, Bitcoin Cash has an all-time high of around, let me get the exact price, almost $4,000. We know that this is from 4 years ago. In fact, you guys can see, all-time high 4 years ago, all-time low 3 years ago, $75. Overall, this year we hit a little bit of a high figure number. It wasn't close to the $4,000 range. But you guys can see it printed over here on the chart. So here we have it. We hit about a high of almost 15, or I think it was actually almost 1600. Yeah, 1542. So this one, in my mind, has a ton of retail demand for it. I mean, this is on Robinhood, it's on Coinbase, it's on all major exchanges. A lot of these tokens actually are, like for an example, even Ethereum Classic is on some major exchanges like already, Coinbase and things like that. Again, this one similar in terms of Bitcoin Cash, had a nasty all-time high back here at like almost like 50 some dollars. Now this one actually did break out and hit a new all-time high this year. We hit about $134. We are currently sitting at about $27.77. We're actually going to be talking about why this level that it hit was actually not that significant. But also we have Zcash, again, another altcoin that a lot of individuals are not talking about. And there's, of course, a few other ones. A lot of these are, gems. These are old gems. This one, I'm going off the all-time high of almost like $1,000 for Zcash. Again, we didn't really hit those figures yet. Again, all 4-year tokens, basically, in terms of a lot of their all-time highs, except for Ethereum Classic. I think Ethereum Classic is actually the only altcoin in this video that hit an all-time high this bull run. So again, just to be cautious with that, a lot of these have a ton of potential. We also see here, this one hit about 1550. This is Dash, by the way, currently sitting at about $95.54. Again, a lot of these have not hit their all-time highs in 4 years, except for Zcash. Or not Zcash, Ethereum Classic, sorry. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin. So first off, if you guys are looking into buying these assets, I would wait a little bit. So first off, we do see here roughly day 375 of Bitcoin's current corrective wave. Last one took about 470 days. Monthly MACD cross, weekly RSI under 50, price under 50W, MA, panic, all happened then too. We're early, not late, in my opinion. See next page for, where I see these waves fitting in the larger ones. And of course, here we have the bigger picture. This is the, of course, macro view of Bitcoin. Really kind of takes us to some major price targets. For an example, this one is like around 100,000 to even like, almost 400,000, if you will. And of course, that 0.618 is the target point for a lot of these altcoin gems. We're going to be talking about that 0.618 target. And yeah, we're also going to be addressing the idea on the bearish price appreciation for, of course, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in the process of trying to turn the $38,000 area into support. If it fails to do so, that will basically bring, 38K 28 to resistance levels, and we will confirm a return to about 28 to 38K range yet again. So again, we have to prepare for anything that is going to happen. So of course, if you do want to wait to buy, that's totally fine. If you guys want to wait for confirmation to buy, that's totally fine as well. So let's actually talk about these four, and let's talk about why they are significant. So of course, like I said, we're going to start with Ethereum Classic. This one had an all-time high at about $174, and of course the chart before it, kind of shows the range that we were in. Here's that 2017, 2018 all-time high of about like $47. Of course, we overshadowed that in our recent run, and of course, like I said, that 0618 is that major target right now currently for us at about $116. But of course, the fib outreaches take us well beyond the means of some very significant price targets. For an example, like $270, $423, $577, $672, and then $731, and of course the last one being $1,251. Now, I just want you all to understand that if we are talking about Ethereum Classic, for an example, reaching some of these targets, I don't have a lot of hope in terms of, Ethereum Classic going much, much higher from its all-time high. You got to remember that, the other three have not hit their all-time highs, but it doesn't mean that we should count Ethereum Classic out at all. Trust me, I'm not counting Ethereum Classic out at all. I think that it will net us some incredible gains still. Don't know if we will see, for an example, $672 to like $731 in terms of its potential. But I will say this, if we are talking about where we could actually go to in this market, some high figures up here at like, $270 for an example to like almost $400. This is like the sweet spot for me personally. This is where I would be looking for. But I definitely do think that a lot of these altcoins, especially these OG laggard assets, like for an example, like even XRP, have a lot of potential to make some major moves. That is exactly why I am watching these, assets that a lot of individuals do not just talk about. I mean, a lot of people are just kind of ignoring these. But I will say this. If we did hit about like, for example, $577 just in general, just to give you guys a little bit of an insight on what the price per, token would actually be. I mean, we're talking more so like, I mean, we could actually kind of do the math here. One second. So if we hit $577 on Ethereum Classic, we would have a market cap of roughly $76.8 billion. Now, again, like I said, is that possible? Yeah, it technically is, but is it more so likely? Not really. So that's why I'm going for the sweet spot in between, of course, that $200 and almost $70 level, and of course that $423 level, which is, again, is some very incredible, levels to hit. I mean, this is almost a 10x from our current level. So again, just pay attention. Now, with Bitcoin Cash, I have been talking about Bitcoin Cash for a while now. I've always said, if we could see some major moves throughout this market for Bitcoin Cash, I mean, if we're talking about even Bitcoin going to like $100,000 for an example, I definitely think that $10,000 is on the table for Bitcoin Cash. Of course, yes, that does take us to about $189.9 billion. It all depends on how high we really kind of go on Bitcoin. But I do think that $10,000 is a little bit of a stretch currently now with the market structure. But I will say, like, when we're talking about the all-time high for Bitcoin Cash, we know that this thing has had its major run in the past. I mean, this is like, $4,295 back here, which is pretty significant. If we do have a similar run like that, I definitely think that we could see about $5,200 to roughly around like the $6,000 level. Which will be almost that 4236 fib level exact. Now, at around $5,000 to $6,000, we can roughly say, we'll just go off of the high end at about $6,000, right? So, if we are talking about $6,000 for Bitcoin Cash, so let's actually do the math here. 1 second. Let me get that accurate depiction. So it would have a current market cap of about $113.9 billion. That is a little bit of a stretch in terms of market cap potential for Bitcoin Cash, but I definitely think that we could see the lower end of this at about almost $5,000. I think that that's more so likely. It is a little bit over the all-time high currently, and it is actually over a 10x opportunity. It's almost a 20x opportunity if we get to $6,000, which would be significant. Again, a lot of these don't really have major, for example, catalyst events behind them. like announcements, partnerships, or anything like that. It's honestly just retail FOMO and speculation. And we also have Dash. Now, Dash is the most interesting one out of all of these, sitting at about $95. I showed you guys the all-time high back here. I mean, we're talking more so. I know that this doesn't have a lot of price data back here, but we do see that it hit an all-time high of about $1,600, almost $1,700 exact. If we get to that point, again, it's a little bit over the 3618. Now, if this does hit that 3618, or I shouldn't even say the 3618. If it goes to the all-time high again and goes into price discovery and hits about like 1834, for an example, at the 236 of the 4236 level, that could be significant. I'm actually going off of a base point number, so we'll just say like $1,800, right? If we hit $1,800, that would be pretty cool, because one, that is an 18x opportunity, but also I think it's actually logical for it to hit that number because it would only be a $19.1 billion valuation in terms of market cap potential. So this could actually technically go for a major run to even, like, for an example, almost $3,000 without it actually being into a major, level for an example, market cap. Like, for an example, this at $4,000 would bring it to about $42.4 billion in market valuation, or 41x. Do I think that we're going to see that this bull run? Absolutely not. But I think that we could see, some of these targets being met, specifically in between the $1,800 to like $1,600 level. I think that this is like the perfect area for Dash, similar to even Zcash, for an example. So again, Zcash has a similar opportunity, at about $105. Now, this doesn't have a lot of price data here, so I can't really show you guys the all-time high, but I did show you it on, of course, coin market cap. We can go back to that. So here we have the all-time high at about almost, $887. The funny thing about that $887 level is that actually, aligns perfectly between the 2618 and the 3618. So this golden pocket up here is actually a fairly good level to really kind of look into from our current all-time high that is shown on the chart, which we do see at about $386. These levels are not too far away from that target point. So let's actually show you guys real quick how high that would be from our current all-time high. So to get to about $877, it's about 126%. To the topping point of this, it's 204%. And our current level is at $105. I think that this is something where we could hit. Honestly, Zcash is one of those assets that is continuously overlooked as well. If we had a $42.4 billion market cap, for an example, we'd be at like $3,500 almost. So even if this hits like $1,000, which I would personally be fine with $1,000 in terms of like market valuation at $12.2 billion in market cap, because at that point we made some decent money on this, and honestly I would not be surprised if we did see some outreaches to about that 3618 at about almost $1,100. And this is why I think that these OG laggards have so much potential into them, because not a lot of people are talking about them, but their charts look extremely bullish, especially if we're going off of the 2017-2018 bull run pattern. I think that these will do something similar to Ethereum Classic. Of course, I do think that Ethereum Classic still has some juice left in the tank for one last major run in it. But I hope that you guys got some clarification on my OG laggard gems. These are the four that I'm really kind of watching for. Of course, I still am watching like I forgot what the name of it is, but I know that I have it in my portfolio right now. I could see on the chart, yeah, EOS. I was trying to say like ETS or something like that because I'm thinking of Ethereum Classic, but also EOS is something significant. I talked about it in the past. So definitely keep a close eye on these OG laggard assets. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.